All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to PreMarket Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I had a good weekend, fairly quiet, but it was Mother's Day yesterday, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Hope you had a good one. And yeah, back and ready to go. I hope we get better volume this week in the markets than we got last week. That's for sure. Because it was pretty quiet last week, but we'll see. We'll find out together, I guess, what happens, right?
We sure will. Yeah, it was interesting last week for sure.
How was your weekend and your Mother's Day?
Great, man. Great Mother's Day weekend. We had a party on Saturday, not Mother's related. It was a get together with friends, and then on Sunday we had Mother's Day, and we went to my mom's house, and we all met there, and that's always fun. So. Yeah, had a great time. Hopefully everybody else did for that Mother's Day weekend. All right, friends, let's get to it. Over on YouTube, guys, thank you so much, and everyone too on our community. We actually hit 100,000 subscriptions over on YouTube.
Yes, I saw that.
So thank you for that very much. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Thank you for that. With that, guys, quick look at our gappers list this morning and see what's going on there. So far, GameStop leading the way, up 37%. We're in some GameStop meme fun territory the last couple of days. So if you look at the daily here, you can see how that's been. So we'll show you that in a second, what's going on there. And again, the gap up list, Peter, is just huge today. There's just so much on here this morning. And we'll see what's driving that. Only one's not doing well. Yeah, except Google. Google's down 2% on both tickers.
Google.
And we'll see what's causing that. Economic data looks a little light this morning, Peter, besides the Feds.
Very light. In fact, really, there's nothing happening. The only thing that we've got really is that two of the Fed chairs, Jefferson and Mester, are on a panel this morning, starting in a few minutes here at 9 o'clock. But really, nothing to note. Now, that being said, it's not going to be a quiet week all week, right? We do have tomorrow the PPI data and then the CPI data on Wednesday. So we've got data coming that usually has pretty significant market impact. So we'll look forward to that. Unfortunately, like I was saying earlier, I wanted the bigger volume this week. As we lead into the big numbers, usually volume is low before the numbers hit. Yeah. So it's likely to still be low, but who knows? I mean, GME is leading the way. We'll talk about that in a second. So maybe it can spur, the big money to get in. If nothing else, just because they tend to get angry at the apes, and maybe they'll put some volume in just to fight back and make sure they keep prices where they want them. But we'll see. We'll talk about that, as said, in a second.
Yeah, we sure will. All right, let's take a look at our gappers list, guys, this morning. Starting with first, Control A, Control X is going to clean up our watch list from last week. And let's take a look at the first one. Obviously, GameStop making some noise today. This stock up 40%, 8.6 million shares traded. The fund started last week. So if you guys remember the fund, we started seeing more volume being traded. A couple of breakouts here. Daily seems to be picking up some steam. And now we're blowing the top off Peter here, up almost 40%. What is driving this thing this morning?
Well, first, let's say it is not news from the company. The company itself has not really released much news that I've seen, so that doesn't seem to be what's driving it. Last week, hey, shout out to Jared, right? Who, if you are a member and you follow Engineering the Markets, he's been talking about it for 4 or 5 trading days now. So he's been on it. He's been waiting for this move and watching the price action. And, I don't know if I'm connecting dots that shouldn't be connected, but maybe he spurred others to jump back into the game. Keith Gill, who you may not know by that name, but you probably know Roaring Kitty, or on YouTube, he's Deep Effing Value. He first post in just under 3 years. Last time he posted apparently was June 2021. and made a new posting this weekend. 8 million views within the first few hours. And look what's happening to GME today. Twice the expected value as Jared was explaining in Engineering the Markets. And, going crazy. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jared as a guest speaker on Roaring Kitty's blog, maybe. I don't know. I'm making things up now, but that would be cool. Anyways, it's moving, right? All we know is that new post stock just has gone crazy this morning with a ton of volume. So, who am I to argue with the results? I mean, the market's always right? So we can't argue with 9 million shares so far this morning. And what are we up to now? Almost a $7 price move. So, GME, it's in play. Doesn't really matter why. No shares for short. That's a good point. Nathan is mentioning no shares for short. That is true. It is on hard to borrow, and there isn't anything for short right now. So, unfortunately, you can only take it to the long side. Maybe that'll change during the day, but unlikely. Like I said, I'm sort of hoping this will spur the big money to jump into the market. We all know who controls the hard to borrow in that. It tends to be, again, the deeper pockets, the big money in the markets. And they're not going to let this, they're not going to give more opportunities than they have to for this to trade. So anyways, but GME, it's in play. Who knows where it's going to go? Could be fun.
Yeah, I think it will be fun. I'm going to add it here to my risky pile, and we'll see what it brings today. Again, up almost 38%, almost hitting 40 here a couple of times with almost 9 million shares traded. So definitely a fun one this morning. This gap up list, guys, if you've been looking at it, it's massive this morning. We're going to go through a lot of these on here. See Riot, Mara, and Coin. Oh, Coin's back in the action here. So let's look at just overall Bitcoin. What's happening there, Peter? Anything new? Hashtag BTC on Dash Trader Pro. Once you do that, you're going to bring up Bitcoin. Looks like we had a decent weekend, and all this stuff is up this morning, starting with Mara.
Yeah, Bitcoin's not, if you look at the daily, it's not really outside of the range that it is set, but it is at the higher end of that range. A little over $63,000 is the Bitcoin price so far this morning. I guess that's good, but not great. Like it always happens, right? These moves happen on the weekend outside of market hours. And, we sort of closed a pretty dull, session, I guess, last week. We were down into the close, didn't do a lot over the weekend until early this morning when we saw this move up. So I think, just that move up, regaining a lot of what was lost on Friday, is what's spurring all of these Coin and Mara and Riot and all this Clean Spark and all these others that we typically follow. So funny, I went to a party myself on Friday, birthday party for a good friend of mine. I was trying to explain to everybody all of the Bitcoin, stocks, and they all were giving me blank looks as I was talking about Mara and Riot and Clean Spark, and they're like, "Huh?" They just know Bitcoin. I was like, "All right, well, all right, we'll talk Bitcoin."
Yeah. Those conversations usually in a bigger environment go with some blank stares, right, Peter? We love this stuff, but everybody else is like, "What are you talking about? What is this guy into?" All right, next on the list is going to be Squarespace. This is SQSP, and here we are up 13% this morning, 1.2 million shares traded. Normally, they don't get the great volume. Today alone, we're trading what we usually do on a regular day, one of their highest trading days. So any news on it, Peter? I'm not seeing the volume in the pre-market today, but looks like some kind of action happening this morning.
Right. So just to be clear, this is Squarespace. It's not Square, the company known as Block nowadays, which is SQ. That's a totally different stock. Squarespace has received a privatization buyout offer. So a company called, I forget the company's name, starts with a P, whatever it was, Primera, anyways, has made a 6.6, I've seen different numbers, 6.6 or $6.9 billion offer to take them private. Bottom line, it's a $44 price, which is why we can see the price has moved up to just below that level, as it always does. And going private means they'll be taken off the market, of course. So really, not likely to be tradable. So
Yeah, that is not a great trading ticker. So we'll leave that one alone. Let's hop over to the next one. RX has made our list a couple of times, and usually when it makes our gap up list, doesn't really come onto my trading list. It looks very horrible, and this morning is no different. Up 5.2, barely any volume. I don't expect this to be great, Peter. Any reason why we should even be talking more about this today?
no, I mean they're using some buzzwords. This is a biotech company that have announced that they have completed the development of their NVIDIA-powered BioHive 2. I like the name though. Sounds dangerously futuristic techie, the biohive. Anyways, feel like that was something that would be in a video game somewhere. But anyways, it's apparently the largest supercomputer ever built for the pharmaceutical industry, and it's really just all news hype. So I don't, it doesn't really matter what they're going to do with it, but they've got 504 NVIDIA GPUs all interconnected using quantum 2 infinity band networking. So they've so they've got a big supercomputer that's gone online. That's why they're jumping up.
All right. Don't like it this morning. We will leave that one alone, friends. Let's head over to ZK. ZK, if you're in our
We saw these guys Friday, I
of
think,
us.
right?
We did. As an IPO on Friday. Yeah.
I think it was Thursday, or was it just Friday? Maybe it was just Friday.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
I
it was this
guess.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. We only have the one day of data, so there you go. I mean, they're in Zeekr Technology Holdings, but apparently they're in the auto manufacturing space. At least that's where they're categorized. I never looked up what they did. Their IPO day was okay. You actually had to be quick. There was a trade on it. I've got an IPO strategy, ZK, whatever you want to call it. They did have a very quick trade if you were in on it, but unfortunately, just the way they opened negated the entry point for me. So, anyways, I didn't get a trade off on it, but I'm surprised to see them on the. Usually, these things just disappear. So I'm surprised to see them on the list this morning. They just made it over the volume limit and our caps and all of that stuff to get here. So I don't really know if it's going to be in play. Like, we just don't have enough data, right, to really understand if it's going to happen or not. So, this is if it hits a gappers list later, then I'll pay attention to it. But I'm not really interested in following it right now. It's not like we can set levels or anything. We've got no data.
Yeah, yeah. Well, CleanSpark is next, but we kind of spoke about this a little bit, right? Mara, CleanSpark, all this Bitcoin stuff. I mean, Mara has 985,000, not really a whole lot this morning. And if you look at Rye, you could take your pick there. I might just have Mara on a secondary list, usually the one I like to trade. Rye is not too bad, so I'll add that one also on the secondary here to see if we can get anything going off some of the weekend pop that we're getting here today. Back to our gappers list. SMR is next on here. SMR, and we are up 3.5. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
There's one that we skipped over. Well, let's do SMR.
Which
we'll
one?
come back to Baba because it's up on the list.
Oh yes, of course. We'll definitely come
It
back
slipped
to Baba.
in with Mara and that, all the A's.
Yeah, it's been kind of moving all over the place here.
We can talk SMR first.
Yeah, but let's do SMR now since I have it up. And what's going on with this one? I don't like the pre-market action. It looks pretty bad. Anything worth looking at?
Not really. I mean, they actually had some earnings last week, and I think this is just sort of a little rebound after what was a disappointing earnings. So, but I don't see much of interest. They have appeared every once in a while. This is like New Scale Power, which is actually an equipment manufacturer, but I've never seen them trade with sufficient volume and movement to warrant a day trade on them.
Yeah. Yeah, don't like them. Let's head over to Baba, of course. It's been going up and down here. But this morning it's got some volume. We are up 3.7, 885,000 shares traded. What's the news, Peter, man? This looks really nice. It's gonna be on my list for sure. I do love trading me some BABA.
Yeah, there was some people were starting to suggest that maybe there's reason for some enthusiasm that the Chinese market might start to be picking up in volume a little bit. So there's been concerns for a long period of time that we're seeing sort of very sluggish Chinese market overall. People won't go as far as to say, depression or recession. But it's just a pullback that's been a little extended in the Chinese market overall. And as we've been talking, when the economic numbers aren't good out of China, you just hear nothing. Right? They get to control the sort of the news cycle, and basically you just hear nothing. If you, I guess they believe their mamas. If you got nothing good to say, say nothing at all.
Yeah.
But over the weekend, there was some suggestion that the economy may be rounding a corner, and there might be some interest. Still concerns out there that Baba has been cutting prices, like a lot of the retailers, especially the online retailers in China, and the EV companies. We've been talking about that as well. Like, there's been price wars going on, but they're actually seeing a retracement of prices as there's discounts and out there, which is pushing the volume a little bit, but there's always a trade-off, right? Because you sell at a lower price. I mean, your profit margins, of course, get pressured. So, anyways, Baba tends to lead the charge on this, right? Just being one of the largest of the internet retailers out of China and the largest traded companies in the North American markets, it tends to sort of move, first or at least bigger than some of the others. So I'm hoping that it comes back into play. I mean, look at the daily on Bubba. It sort of tells the tale to me, right? Last couple of weeks has not been good trading on it, right? You really just look how spotty it's been. It gaps, but then really doesn't have much price action over the course of the day. So I'm hoping it comes back into play. I mean, we used to have a lot of fun. And Carlos, I know, was one of the ones you liked to trade for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can hope that it'll give us some good trading, but I think you got to be cautious and maybe just put it on a secondary list, have it there just in case it starts to move, so you can be ready for it. But again, don't know whether that'll be today or next week or next month. But
Yeah. I'm a big fan of this one, so I am going to have it on my main list. But I agree with you; it's more of a secondary the way things are going right now. But I do like the volume of 800,000 this morning. Heading on this list, let's continue here, guys. So we went through all of this here, Bitcoin stuff, kind of taking over the list a little bit. We have ARM. I know ARM has some news as well this morning. They are up 3.5, 380,000 shares traded. I love the daily here. We had a drop of about 4 weeks ago, and we're kind of trying to recover from that now. So I like ARM today, Peter. What's the news on it this morning?
Did you see some news on ARM? Because
yeah, like they're coming out with their first product or something. I was
okay. So
I
I haven't seen a lot of articles on it, but the rumor seems to be that they're getting into the AI business. Now,
right.
I'm always skeptical when I hear this because, of course, as soon as a company says we're getting into whatever the new hot thing is, is that just a press release where they're trying to get a little bit of attention and pump the stock, or do they actually have development plans behind it? Because nowadays, what does it mean to get into AI? Like, it means you're going to buy an NVIDIA chip and set up a help, like an AI powered help engine. Or are you actually doing something interesting? I don't know. So. But they say that they're going to launch, as they get into AI and do some chip development. So that's the news I saw. Again, let's wait and see how that plays out. But hey, in the short term, if it pumps the stock, then I guess is intraday, I'll take it, because that's all I need is the stock to move. ARM hasn't been that bad to trade, to be honest. From the daily chart, it doesn't look great, but it's sort of had some price action over the course of the day that you could take advantage of. So it's not that bad of a one to watch. So
yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Go ahead.
Jeff B is joking that they're just going to buy a Chat GPT subscription and say they're getting the AI business. There you go. Yeah, that's an example of the type of crazy thing that. Look, we saw it. Like, I mean, when crypto came out, like Carlos, we were making fun, for a long time when everybody was getting into crypto, right? Like, everybody was starting to just issue these press releases that they too were going to get into crypto. And, Kodak is, of course, one of the big ones that we would mention, because it just seemed we couldn't figure out what the hell Kodak was doing. I don't think they ever figured out what they were going to do in it. And then, of course, the famous Long Island iced tea company that rebranded themselves into crypto. And where are they now? So,
but
anyways.
Yeah. But we'll see, man. I mean, I like the daily. It's traded well before in the past. I'll put it on here, and it's not like we have a lot to watch, guys. Look at this. Look at this list. Not a whole lot on here. NVAX started making some noise last week on this gappers list. Again, it is up 1%. 500,000 shares traded. I gotta say that the daily does look a little bit explosive here, trying to break out. I know we had news last week, Peter. Anything new going into this week on NVAX?
What you got
Oh,
something different on the
I
screen?
wrote the wrong one. Hold on. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
NVAX. There it is.
Oh, okay. NVAX. Not that I saw, but let me do a quick search and we'll find out. Tradingterminal.com will give me a hand here.
Yeah.
Um,
By the
oh
way, guys, as
my.
Peter
Well,
looks
they
that
did.
up,
I mean,
yeah,
Friday we had talked about them. I mean, basically I see a continuation through the close on Friday of some of the news that we talk about, and in terms of that deal, right? Remember they had this deal for those that or maybe weren't with us on Friday. Sanofi. I don't remember how to say that. Sanofi, I guess. Anyways, they had a big deal, right, where they were joining forces with Novavax to
yep,
produce a joint flu COVID vaccine, and they were paying almost $500 million in upfront cash to Novavax, and then another 700 million in in deal value, I guess, as they went to development on this. So pretty big news for Novavax. Really, I think it's just continuing to move. I mean, that is pretty big news. Let's face it, for a company of this size. So. We'll see how they take advantage of it. I mean, the excitement could wear off quickly if people don't start to see any business results from it. But in the short term, if it's moving and trading well, then that's all I care about.
yeah. I would love this daily. I would love to see a drop on here. Do we have shares for sure? 550,000. So that's plenty. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to look at this one. I'll put it on the secondary for now, see where that goes. Going back to our gappers list this morning, and I think the next one on here is maybe JD. JD today. No, that looks brutal. This is kind of what we get from JD, right? We've been seeing this gap up, about 2-3% gap up, no volume usually, and then the market open doesn't really trade that well. Like, you're not getting significant volume throughout the trading day. The day looks very nice for a possible breakout here if we can get going. But right now, it's just, I don't know, it doesn't have that explosive look, at least in the pre-market. So, Peter, I'm not sure if there's any news. I think this is just overall what they do, right? They just tend to gap up here and there and come up on our list. Do you have anything on it?
It is pretty much just overall what they do. I mean, like you said, well, sorry, like I was saying earlier, I think there's general a little bit of changing of perception of the Chinese market. They're taking advantage of that. But I don't see any other specific news here for JD.
Yep. Over on YouTube, people are commenting on the 100K. Yeah, thank you guys. We did hit 100K over the weekend, so thank you for the subs there. Really appreciate it.
Wow.
If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We would love to guys to be able to join us when we go live, and also make sure you keep up to date with all the videos and all that fun stuff. So
I didn't realize this, but it's estimated that between Alibaba, so Baba and JD,
yeah,
they combine to get almost 70% of China's e-commerce revenue. That's pretty significant.
that's good.
I don't know what the number would be in North America, but even there's so many out there that I can't imagine even like an Amazon, and one other company would combine to get 70% of the market value
Of
but anyways,
online. Yeah.
of
Doesn't
online
Amazon
spending.
have already 70%? I mean,
I
where
don't
else are
I,
people buying? I would love to see that number.
I mean, they got
What
a
does
lot.
Amazon? Yeah.
I just think there's so many like private retailers and others. Maybe I don't know. I don't
Who
really know what the
knows? Yeah.
numbers are.
No, this is where we would need some
Let's
kind
find
of
out.
analyst in the background running the numbers and finding out what this is. So we'll rely on you guys to do that. Let's head over to the gap down this morning, guys. We're looking at Google, the only one on the gap down list. So something they're not doing right this morning. And as you can see here, they are down 2.5, 606,000 shares traded at the moment. What's the news, Peter? I mean, it seems it's not a huge gap down, but It's the only one down, which is kind of strange when everything else is kind of either flat or slightly green today.
Let's see. I mean, they had some partnership. Google is partnering with CrowdStrike, but that would be a move for them and a positive move. Why are they moving down? This is a good question. I mean, some of the competition has made announcements. I was going to mention this later, like Apple, for example. Apple is saying that they went with Chat GPT for an AI solution on the next gen iPhone. I don't know. That doesn't feel like enough. So, I mean, obviously Google was, everybody's, wanted to, I guess, get an Apple deal, but I don't know. It seemed like a long shot for Google to get that deal. Anyways, Apple tends to like to partner with organizations much smaller than it that they can push around. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it was just a concern that Google hasn't cornered that AI market, and that a big player like Apple is going with the competitor. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't really see any other news. So,
Yeah. All right. So here it is. All right. So I looked up some numbers because I was curious about this Amazon. So it's only 40%.
yeah, I see
Um,
37.6 was the number
which
I got.
is
So,
shocking. It's very low, man. I would thought it would be a lot higher than that. What is this over here? This, I guess, is everybody else. It's just, man, it's very weird. That was 2020. So we need some better data. We need some more newer data. But still, I would have thought it would have been a lot higher than that. Um, okay. Peter.
surprisingly, in the U.S., so I've got some
Yeah.
2022 numbers here, and if you look at e-commerce, apparently Walmart has 6%, a little over 6% of the share. I wouldn't have thought that Walmart had that much, but
Yeah, no, they do. We did a lot of business
never
with Walmart online.
really.
They just started too late, man. They started too late. They could have done an incredible job there, but they thought that retail was going to be forever, and cost them
What's
big
interesting
time.
on the list, if I go down the list that I've got here, that Carvana actually has a place on the list at 1.5% of all the e-commerce retail volume. Look at that.
That's
They make
interesting.
the list.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Anyways,
Um,
just below Costco.
yeah, yeah. All right, friends.
Yeah,
Peter, what do you like
eBay's
before?
still on there.
Who
Believe it or
is?
not, Katie, I would agree. Like eBay, but you know what? They have a great marketplace in
Good niche.
if you
Yeah,
want like older stuff, or like I know well, this is going back years now, but when you wanted parts or especially computer equipment like IT gear that was like not like just a little bit out of date because you need to replace parts on your N class servers or something like that, you go to eBay. I mean, I know that they advertise all about auto parts these days, right? And so
they're
they've
big
got a
on the
great
auto
second.
parts. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a secondary marketplace now, right? Sort of, again, you want those sort of hard to find parts and stuff. eBay is trying to position themselves in that market because they certainly don't have the upfront retail share.
yeah, yeah,
Leland loves eBay. There you go.
yeah.
Unboxed Commodore 64s. It'd be hard to find a boxed one. That would be amazing. To imagine finding like a VIC 20 like still in the box, never used. Anyways,
Yeah, that'd be nice. Um,
good
all
old
right, friends. Peter,
brand new
before we get
Atari.
to the chats, what do you like on your end? What's on your list this morning? I know it looks a little bit light, although we have a lot on the gap up list. What's on deck for you this morning?
Yeah, well, like you said, a little bit light. We already mentioned Apple. I mentioned in passing I was going to talk about that because they sort of have announced, like I said, they're using Chat GPT or so a partner for AI. And even when Apple mentions AI, that's usually a good thing for them. So Apple might be in play today. The trading's been sort of okay on it, but it's been a little spotty. As you can see by the daily, it's sort of been stuck in this range, right? So it really needs to break out the top. But things like Apple are worth watching, especially when the market, like Jared was talking about in engineering the markets, is potentially poised this week to get to new all-time highs. We can't ignore that. You got to look at the Qs, excuse me, the daily charts on the Qs or the SPY, and the SPY especially, where we see it right now. It is in a position where the SPY is I mean, it could any day. It could be today, tomorrow, but sometime this week, it looks like it's probably going to set a new all-time high unless we get a big pullback in the market. Maybe it'll depend on that market data we were talking about coming out later this week. So anyway, so I'm going to watch a lot of the big tech, the Magnificent Seven type stocks, and of course some of my own personal favorites for that breakout the top, because they'll of course need to be moving with it for that really to happen. So that means Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, of course, that I like, and Amazon. So those are the big ones. None of them are doing anything, very exciting so far this morning, to be honest. But those are the ones I'm going to keep an eye on because, again, our list is fairly light today.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Even if you look, I was looking at Tesla here, you can tell it doesn't have a whole lot, right? I mean, only 800, less than 800,000 shares traded. Just kind of tells you how light the day is starting out into this week. I'm just hoping it's not as choppy until we start getting to all this great economic data that we're going to be getting throughout the week, right? So it's going to be a very, as you mentioned earlier too, it's going to be a very packed week as far as news coming out. Our economic calendar, that's going to get much better later, but hopefully it's not choppy until we start getting some of this information. For example, tomorrow, if you go to trainterminal.com, you can always get great data there. You can see right on here PPIs tomorrow. So that is going to be a whole lot of fun. Peter, you mentioned another one. Is that Wednesday? It's another one coming on too. I think we got inflation data, jobs report.
The PPI is tomorrow, and then CPI is Wednesday.
CPI is Wednesday, yeah. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna create some volatility for sure. We're looking forward to that. All right, friends. Let's see what you guys like this morning. Starting here with
maybe I
our.
got it wrong. Is it the other way around? Hold on, I got to look this up. No, CPI is Wednesday for sure.
No, I think you got it
CPI
right.
is-
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
All right, let's head over to our chat. Friends, what do you guys like this morning? NVIDIA just popped up. Let's see what's going on here. NVIDIA. Wow, look at that. Popped down, actually. So, Poop,
Yeah.
you said
Is it something I said? We just
I
mentioned it,
don't
and then
know,
it
man.
dropped.
You're messing me up,
AMD
NVIDIA.
and Nvidia both dropped here. I mean, keep in mind it's really not on a lot of volume, so it's
Yeah, yeah.
it doesn't mean a lot, but still, I mean, $10. This is
It's
$10 move in
aggressive.
Nvidia right now.
It's definitely
Thanks.
aggressive. We'll see if that continues. So I'm gonna again I add Nvidia to the list because Nvidia has been trading slightly better than AMD, I want to say, the last couple of days, but AMD is still good to watch there. I looked at TSM to see if there's anything else as far as semis going down, but they're not moving a whole lot. Oh, MU is moving down. So it looks like just something with the semis happening. Once we have the news, we'll let you guys know here. All right. So Nvidia is good. What else, friends? What else we have on here? So Nvidia's on there. We have Apple is on deck as well. Amazon, yeah, we talked about their market share, 40% on e-commerce. Thought it was more like above 50, but that's okay. Amazon right now not doing a whole lot. Peter mentioned this earlier. Just kind of wait and see to see where the SPY and the overall market is going to take things today. So we'll leave that one alone for now. Over in our YouTube chat, Nvidia is on deck, so that's good. AMD, I have it on my secondary, and then outside of that, not much tickers from our YouTube friends over on YouTube. Once again, thank you so much, guys, for we got up to 100,000, over 100,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And thank you so much for helping us get to that goal. All right,
I
and
want to shout out to Jatin in the room. He says that apparently Chinese regulators have told local tech firms to buy fewer NVIDIA chips. So that could be why we get this drop with that news coming out. So
yeah,
whether they will or not is irrelevant. I mean, it was the news that caused the move. What happened here? So yeah, we'll see. It looks like it's already recovering. So that may not.
That
may
might
not hold it for
hold
that
a lot
long.
of weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I could picture it now. Yeah, don't buy the chips, and then hey, where's this product that we need? Oh, you told me not to buy the chips. Like, oh, okay, well, we got a problem here, right? That's not gonna go well, guys. Come on, man. It's I love it. I love the pittiness sometime of things here, U.S., China, and all this other stuff. All fun. All right. Pig Wrestler, you got some tickets for us this morning. POTR, let's take a look at that. And that is pretty much it's flat right now. It does have 1 million shares traded. I know it's been active all week, the last 2 weeks, especially gapping up, going from 25 all the way down to 20. Not sure what to expect today. We're going to have to watch the market open and see if the volume comes in on this. I'll throw it on a secondary because it always seems to get great volume. Does not always trade well, but who knows what's can happen a little bit later. I do have Matter on my secondary. I can add coin as well. Again, light volume, slightly up this morning after a couple of really down days. But coin, again, I think the change started happening maybe about a month ago. You could see the loss in volume. And since then, I still kept watching it, but it just has not been giving us good opportunity. So Mara, on the other hand, has been slightly better, but not by much. So not sure what to do on those two. We'll keep an eye on them. I have Mara on my list. I'll keep an eye on that one for now and see how things go there. All right, excellent, friends. Let's head over to our community events and announcement. Again, it's a light list. I only have 4 today: Baba, ARM, Apple, NVIDIA. I'm sure we could look at Tesla and some other ones, but for the most part, it's a very light day starting into this week. You can always check what's happening over at tradingterminal.com too. But as far as webinars, bearbootraders.com, click on webinars, and you can see what's coming up for the next 2 weeks. And starting with Monday today, Peter, we have an onboarding class.
We do. Every week we do a whole slate of activities, starting with the onboarding class that happens tonight. So Carlos leads that. 8 o'clock in the onboarding room. It's a great opportunity to get familiar with everything we have to offer in the community. Hopefully we'll see you there, especially if you're new. Hey, if you're new and you newly joined Bearable Traders and you're in the chat room, say hi. Love to greet our new members. And again, the onboarding class is the place to be. So Mike C says he's going to be there. So that's great. We'll see you there, Mike. Tuesday, we talk strategy and trade book. And this Tuesday, looks like Thor's going to be talking futures. So we did some options last week. We're going to talk futures this week. We've got a lot more traders that are interested in those areas. So we'll move that focus to futures at 8 o'clock tonight in the webinar room, and then next week we've got Avi, who's going to be with us talking about how to leverage human nature for day trading. I mean, we know that we need to rein that in, right, and manage who we are to be able to trade effectively. And he's going to talk about how he did that for himself and give you some tips. That's on Tuesday, May the 21st. Now, keep in mind, early time on that one, right? That's at 11 a.m. because he's coming to us live from Dubai. So it'll be a little bit earlier time. But this week's, tomorrow's, is at regular time at 8 o'clock. Wednesday, we talk psychology. So, Bawa, you're asking about tonight. Tonight is the onboarding class, 8 o'clock in the onboarding room. So that's what we got happening tonight. Just to recap there. Yeah, there you go. Carlos is circling it for you. All right. Okay. So Wednesday, we'll talk Wednesday now. Wednesday, we do psychology. Jared Tendler is going to be with us doing part 2 of his workshop on mapping your patterns. I love his sessions. They're always good. And they link to his books. If you haven't read, by the way, his material, he does sort of personal coaching and psychology training for a number of different industries, including the sort of trading industry. So it's a good session. Check it out Wednesday, May the 15th. That's this Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And then next week, it looks like Mike and Eamon are going to team up to do a webinar on. Now, we got to check on this one. We had the same thing last week. We seem to be skipping a week. Mike, I saw you out there in the room. Do we have anything for the week of the 22nd? Wednesday the 22nd, because this one says it's on the 29th. Just want to make sure we get the dates right. I'm looking forward to the one where you team up with Eamon, but want to make sure we're not missing something in between. Oh, Randy. Okay, Randy will be here next week then. So we have 3 weeks lined up for you. So Jared Tendler this week, Randy Howell next week, and then Mike and Eamon on the 29th. So there you go. That's what we got going on the Wednesday psychology series. And then we'll just remind you, on Thursdays, we do mentorship all day. I mean, we're always helping out and providing mentorship to anybody that needs it in the chat room. But we get some formal mentorship sessions that happen on Thursdays, starting with John at 11 a.m., then going to Jared and Megan at 2 p.m., then back to Lenny at 4. So Lenny's is a relatively new session. This would be, I guess, episode 5 of his series here. So Lenny will be doing mentorship at 4 o'clock, right at the market close. And then Thor back in the evening, 8 p.m., as he always does, for his mentorship session. I was tripping over that one. Anyways, those are the 4 that we've got: 11, 2, 4, and 8. So keep those in mind, put them in your calendar, and you can attend. We've been mentioning it a few times this morning, but tradingterminal.com sponsors the pre-market show, and it's where we go to get all our market data. When Carlos was asking me a question I couldn't answer. I go into the news feed and I call it up, and it gives me some quick news. One thing we'll mention, by the way, if you're in here, there's use the sort of the secondary news if you want quick news articles. On the right hand side, you can see there's a news. Maybe you can circle that for us, Carlos. You can see where there's a little, there you go, a little news ticker in there. It's great when you just type in a stock. It'll give you some quick headlines as to what's happening there. So yeah, GME is a great example. It just comes up with the headlines, tells you what's going on. So I like using that when we're doing the pre-market show because it gives us quick answers as to what's happening. So I like it during the trading day when I'm just trying to quickly find out what news might be coming out or have come out in the last few minutes. So there you go. TradingTerminal.com, though, it's got a lot more than that. It's got scanners. It's got a simulator. It's got a replay mode you can use all weekend or anytime you want in the evenings. We use, of course, the scanners to get the gappers in the morning, but it'll also tell you, high of day breaks and other trending stocks and things that are happening. So on a day like today where I'm maybe not quite sure what to trade, you can use this variety of turbo breakout scanners to see sort of what's moving and customize them to your heart's content. By the way, you can set up your own screens, make it look like whatever you want. So it's a great source of information throughout the trading day. And that's it. TradingTerminal.com. And of course, I can't leave you guys without reminding you about Bear Bull Traders. If you go into Bear Bull Traders and you want to join us in the chat room, we'd love to have you. We got a number of avenues. Of course, we got the online YouTube, which we're very happy. We were mentioning earlier that we exceeded 100,000 subscribers, which is very exciting. But if you wanted to join us at the core, which is really this chat room that we keep live and going all day, then we'd love to have you. You can use any one of our pricing options from the intro offer, which just gives you a sneak peek as to what you'd get. See if it's worth your while. And we get it, right? Not every room is for every trader, but we love what we do. We love our members. It's a great, great group here. So if you wanted to join, then you can use the basic or elite monthly packages, of course, the elite annual. So hopefully you'll check all of that out. But if you want to just stick with us on YouTube, then we love that as well. Give us a good old thumbs up. That helps out. And we do live trading after the open. We've been doing that for a couple of weeks now, just to see how that helps traders, helps them sort of understand how we trade and get the day kicked off for you. So right after Carlos and I are done setting the stage, then we'll hand over to our live traders who will trade sort of through the open for the first few minutes anyways, at least 30 minutes. Sometimes we keep it open for an hour or so, but at least the first 30 minutes, you'll get to sort of see how we trade live in the room. So let's finish setting that stage, like I said, and getting those levels set. Carlos, I'll hand it back to you for our next step.
All right. Thank you so much, Peter. Friends, let's get to some levels here, starting with the BABA. So I got BABA, I got ARM, which starting to make a new pre-market high there. I got Apple, and I also have NVIDIA. So not a big list, not a blockbuster list, but definitely one that could get very interesting very fast. Even our secondary list, I have AMD, I have NVAX on here. I have a couple of other ones that can get going pretty quickly. Have traded well in the past. We'll see if that develops after the market open. Let's start with and of course, yes, I know you're wondering where's GameStop. I have GameStop here. It's a weird stock to trade. You got to be careful. It is a meme stock. It is up 44% on some kitty news, right? It's funny when you were making the announcements, I was reading Roaring Kitty. What is this? I have not looked at this. Are you aware of this?
Roaring Kitty.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Roaring Kitty. He's the guy that kicked it all off. Well,
okay, I didn't know that.
He became he did this analysis, this deep dive analysis of GME, and was an investor. Just said, look, I think there's great opportunity, invested heavily. And when GME sort of became a meme stock, almost independent of him, people went back and found his earlier posts, and then he became sort of the poster child for why GME it makes sense to go to the moon, and really. Sort of got almost blamed for the move, but the move happened independent of what he did. People just went back and found it, and it sort of became sort of this poster child for it. So, anyways, that Roaring Kitty is, I guess, what he calls himself on some social media. His handle is Deep Effing Value on YouTube, so he's got a channel there. But look, it certainly had influence. Again, almost indirect influence because it happened after the fact. But it was interesting that this weekend had his first post in just about 3 years. And GME once again, is it incidental? Is it causal? Tough to tell, but it doesn't really matter, right?
I
if
guess
there's
I must follow this. Must follow this to be
yeah,
able to get
well,
my technical analysis going here. So
look, if you go back and look at his original videos, they are deep, man. They're deep dives on the fundamental values of GME, frankly, most of which hasn't played out, in my opinion. If you look at it,
yeah,
all the stuff he said, how they were going to, reposition themselves in the market and take over, really never happened. The stock price he was absolutely right on, but the reasons behind it seem to have differed.
didn't
I
really
guess it doesn't
matter.
matter, right?
Doesn't
He made
matter.
his millions for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
he
man.
told a good story. Again, it took a while for people to believe his story, but once they did, yeah, it's here we are.
People
So
love kitties, so love it. All right, friends, let's get some levels in here. We got Bob, we got ARM, Apple, and Nvidia, and then do not forget we're trading live this morning. Andrew and Brian will be trading through the market open, so they'll be joining us next year. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Our goal is 200 per day. I'm not sure where we're at, Peter. So if you could check that number for me, I don't have it
yeah,
up
you
here,
bet.
but we'll love to
Definitely.
make sure that we're hitting our likes this morning, our goals. All right, Baba,
One
how have the
fifty
pre-market?
four. A
Oh, we're
little
right
work.
there. Okay, just a little bit more, and
We're getting close.
we hit our goal. Excellent. 83.35 is the high of the pre-market towards the bottom, guys. So looking at 82. It's lower actually. 82.46 is right over here. I do like Baba when we're getting volume. We have 1 million shares traded here this morning. We are up 3.4. This stock tends to move very well at the market open when it's gapping up like this, and it has the volume. So liking that this morning. It hasn't been trading all that well. We got a couple of pockets of days that did okay, but let's hope that can continue. 81.76, a good level on the daily there. And then once you drop further, you have the highs and lows of the last two trading days. We're going to head here to the left. We're breaking out of a nice area. Well, we broke out last week. Nice area of resistance, as you can see here on the daily. Let's see what we have towards the top. We're going back into October, November timeframe, looks like. And above that, we do have an area at 84.64, and then right up here over at 86.42. So pretty good as far as the highs and lows there. Above and under, we're set when it comes to levels on Baba. All right, let's take a look on ARM. ARM this morning, again, not more of a possible. I mean, they have some news that possibly can get them going. They have AI news, which people love to hear about. So I'm going to have them here this morning as a possible that can get going. High of the pre-market 114.70, and once you look towards the bottom, you can see this area is just full of highs and lows for the last two trading days. You're pretty much set there. Do not need to add towards the bottom anything really. Maybe you want to mark down the low of the pre-market. That's also an important level to have. But previous day closes on there and some other big highs and lows as well. Heading to the left here, we can see some really good areas like 121.19. Right, that's clearly a nice area of support that cannot become resistance. You want to have that on there. Before we get there, we do have a couple of days slamming into that 117.67. If you zoom in into February, you can see right on there. We slammed into that a couple of times, so we want to have that there as well. And just in case we get going, I don't think this will be the case. We do have 128.08, so 128.08, a good level there on the daily as well for our good buddy ARM. Yeah, once you do that, you're pretty set on this one. It looks like it wants to retest the high of the pre-market. Volumes coming in. Could be a nice one for today. Here's Apple. Apple's just at the top of this range. We've been stuck here between 185.31 and the bottom of the range is around 182.50. So you just kind of see the ping pong action going back and forth here. Trying to break out of that today. High of the pre-market is 185.75. We'll see if it has the juice and enough volume to get going. So only 750,000 this morning so far. Towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market at 183.69. Once you do that, you're set towards the bottom, highs and lows of the last two trading days. And then towards the top, we do have an area here. Is this our all-time highs, 186? I don't thought we were higher. We were higher, yeah, much, much higher. So 186.85, and then a high above that, we do have another level over at 188.61, and right up here at 190.87 when it comes to Apple. So pretty set on this one. Nice comeback over the last couple of days. I mean, this thing went all the way down to 165, pivoted there, and we're back over 20 bucks higher than the most recent lows on Apple. Last but not least, Nvidia, big drop, just a couple of minutes, but recover as quickly as it dropped here. 897 is 45 is low of the pre-market. Above that, the high is over at 908. So good action there, but we're we're back in business. Does not look like that news is going to drag it down too much there. 903,000 shares trade. So you do got some great volume. If you look quickly at the daily, you're just kind of stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. So looking to break out of that, as many stocks are. You have Apple in the same situation as well. I'm going to mark down 917 up here and also 922. And once you do that, you are all good to go on NVIDIA. So just four for me this morning. Let's take a look at what our moderators are watching today. Remember, guys, we'll be going live with Andrew and Brian, which both have their lists ready to rock and roll this morning. Let's start with Thor. He's looking at NVIDIA, Tesla, SPYs, and the Qs today, plus futures. Jared, GameStop, AMD, AMC, and GameStop again. And oh, he mentioned he's going to watch GameStop one more time. So that is all over his list this morning. Susie will be looking at Apple, NVIDIA, SPY, and Tesla. Secondary list, INTC, GameStop, ARM, PLTR. Andrew looking at Apple and GameStop. The kitty is back. Take a look at the page there. That's the one I was looking at earlier today, which is right over here. So that should be a whole lot of fun. All right, heading back to the list here, we do have next is Mike's looking at Apple and NVIDIA. Pierre is looking at ARM, Mara, and NVIDIA as well. Brian today, ARM, Google, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Apple on his list. No SPOs, no SPACs for this morning, this Monday morning as we get things rolling. And then Peter, your list, AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA. Secondary list, Amazon, GameStop, and also trading terminal scanners. Megan, Microsoft, AMD, ARM, and Phil, Microsoft, ARM, and NVIDIA for you. So there you have it, guys. That is the team. We have everybody ready to go with their watch list this morning. Peter, anything that we might have forgot, so we transition over to Andrew and Brian.
Yeah, the only thing I actually did miss, there's not a lot of earnings going on this morning. We do have some later this week. This morning, the only thing I was watching was TME. Every once in a while, 10-cent music, they sort of get played, but they're really low volume. They did beat their numbers, had a good quarter, but pretty low volume. So no other earnings that I was taking a look at. So I think we'll stick to the list that we already have. But yeah, good luck. Trade smart, everybody. It's, again, volumes, well, we'll see. I'm hoping that they pick up. I mean, all the volume seems to be in GME so far this morning, but there's some possibility for some of the others. So keep trading smart, and it will be good. I love the memes that people are posting into the room. I am not a cat. Roaring Kitty is a cat. But I'm not a cat. You remember back when people were trying to figure out how to do Zoom meetings and that, and some people had these like weird filters on where they ended up like just being a talking cat. And I think there was one famous. Was it a court case or maybe a Senate thing where they were doing this online thing during the early days of the pandemic, and somebody got caught and they're like, "I just want to be clear, I am not a cat." Because they just had this cat meme, and every time they talked, the cat's mouth would move, and they couldn't figure out how to get it. It was a guy who was appearing in court. Yeah, it was just like he couldn't figure out how to get the filter off, and he was all flustered. And it was a great line, anyways.
Well, they definitely have changed the way the markets, these meme stock works. So it's a lot of fun. Good morning, Andrew. I see Brian stepped away, but we got you guys here, ready to go.
Good morning, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
in the chat room.
Andrew, ready to go.
Yes, sir. Well, we've passed the 100,000 subscriber, guys. Thank you so much for support. I think what we're gonna do is tomorrow in the chat room and in YouTube Live, we're gonna give one random laptop to one of our subscribers, and I might actually do it every week for people who are supporting us. So I think the way that it works is I'm going to put some thoughts on that, but maybe we select randomly someone from YouTube Live, to people who are active in the chat room, and I'll just have to find them random software selector or something like that. So that's what we're going to do that. I think that's awesome. So I'm going to actually post an announcement. Another thing is that, guys, I'm moving to Alaska end of this week. It's going to be my last summit, and I'm throwing a party in Vancouver. And I like the people who are into electronic music, and they really, guys, support me. Come for my party June 28th in one of the best nightclubs in Vancouver. So I put the link here. There's only 100 spots. So if you're interested, just sign up and join me. Come bring your friends or family that they're into into partying with me and party. I have three of best DJs. It's all electronic music, and it's in the Paradox Hotel. Is where actually we did our venue there. So I just put it into the chat room. Sign up, guys. I hope that really see some of the friends. If you like electronic music, so it's going to be my celebration of 7 summits in there. All right, so, getting back in there. So, as you know, the Kitty, Roaring Kitty's back. He posted after 3 years in Twitter, and the GME is popping up just because of that. That is a very, very, very interesting. So, um, that's really funny. I'm gonna look at it. It's now up 50%, really good volume. Um, and Apple is up. Oh, I didn't get the news on Apple. Why Apple is up 1%?
Apple's up because of this. There's some news on ChatGPT. I think one of the news outlets made some announcement about this partnership that's going to happen, and you've got Apple's got a big event coming up in the next week or two, where they're probably going to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. Let me share my screen as well, guys. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. All right, guys. So that's it. So Apple could be a good opening range breakup. Market, as I mentioned, is very few percent, like less than 1% to all-time high. We might actually see all-time high today.
Yeah.
IWM is up 1%. That's the most rate-sensitive index. The 2000 garbage company is up 1%. Apple, Q's at 443. Let's see, QQQ all-time high is at 449. We are trading at 444 now. SPY all-time high is 524.61, and we are trading at almost 523. So good. We are rich, guys.
Yeah, I was looking at Google just because it's down, probably on this news with Apple. Probably it's Apple's good for Apple is not good for Google in search. So I'm guessing Google's down because of that. So could be a rising devil trade. Yeah, what the heck was there was a big drop on Nvidia on at right at 9 o'clock. Bit of a joggle in the markets. ARM is pushing up here.
ARM is very interesting, actually. Yeah. Did I put ARM on my watch list? Yeah, I did.
Just went through 115.
Do we have shares for short on ARM? Yes, we do. Yeah, the situation is pretty good everywhere, guys.
Yeah, Qs are breaking out. Oh, we're coming back to Friday's high. SPY is there now. I mean, everything's pretty buoyant. Nvidia, I don't know. I think we'll see what happens here at the open.
I like GME. I like to see the order flow on GME to the moon. We traded GME. For those of you who don't know, GME short squeeze happened back in 2021. That was one of the biggest events in financial market history, in my opinion.
Google's dropping here. I wish it hadn't dropped quite that much. But good thing is it is looking weak going into the open. Possible short there. I've got 162.50 as a possible.
On what?
Google.
Google, huh? Yeah.
Apple looks like it's getting ready to break out here.
GME. ARM in there here too. It's ARMA.
Lots of possibilities here. Okay, guys, we've got 20 seconds to the open. If you are following us on YouTube, just be aware that the feed is delayed 10 or 12 seconds or something like that. So Q's breaking out, SPY's strong, Tesla's looking a little strong. Here we go. Ooh, nice pop on Google.
All right, ding, 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 ding. Let's wait a little bit and find some good volatility. NVDA, GME is way from the rewrap, so I'm gonna be careful on that. GME is way extended from the rewrap.
Yeah, I did get a bit of a short there on that pop on Google, so I shorted it 164.80. See if it's going to drop now.
What's Apple doing? NVIDIA is interesting, holding above the volume weighted average price.
I think we're coming down maybe to low of the pre-market 164.
GME. Do we have shares for short on GME? No.
There should be tons of shares. There's tons of shares.
I don't. Interactive Broker says no.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Apple. Let's see what Apple is doing. GME is way too extended. That's why I'm a little bit concerned about that. NVIDIA might I'm gonna get a long on NVIDIA, and I'm gonna get a long on Apple. 185, 53. So it looks like an engulfing on Apple. 185.55. Let's see. The high of pre-market is around 187.50.
I stopped out of Google at 165.95.
I'm long Apple. Adding more on that. NVIDIA, I have a small share size on it. I'm getting out of it on NVIDIA, but I'm long heavy on Apple. Let's see. See if Apple can hold the VWAP. So that's not good on Apple. No. I rejected that. Still Apple holding. I was expecting the breakout. This is not good.
Flip my position on Google, and now I'm long.
I'm back on NVIDIA. I'm
166.
906. I'm still long on Apple. I haven't got a stop out, but let's see if NVIDIA can go. Okay, so I'm gonna get a stop out on Apple. I'm out of Apple, guys. Let's see if NVIDIA.
All right, here we go. I'm selling some here. 165.93. 90 filled on Google.
Oh, piece of garbage. Stop me out. Let's see if NVIDIA is going to go up or not. The market is showing it's, what are you trading, by the way? You traded Google, shorted Google.
Yeah, I shorted Google. I thought it was going to drop, but it didn't, and I got stopped out. Now I took it long. Now at 165.50, so might just end up being a choppy. But but I did take a partial at 165.90. So I'm just a little green on it. On the whole trade now.
All right, NVIDIA is also super choppy. I don't think it's really in play. I hate this price action on NVIDIA, so I might actually get out of it.
ARM looks like it wants to move up now here.
GME looks like it's going up too. Should get an entry. I'm getting out of NVIDIA, guys. NVIDIA is just super choppy. There's big ask on GME. That might actually go up. Yeah, huge ask at 26. There you go. Popped up. Oh, yeah. It might go for a high of the day, 27.
Okay, to stop
GME
out
is
of the rest of Google.
all
Google's really
right.
choppy.
Yeah. I'm long GME. See if go through 7. It's going to get halted now.
Look at that, halted, yeah.
Yeah. I'm long GME, guys, at 26. Shouldn't get that here. 26.79. They're probably going to get halted, so I'm going to probably stay in the first halt. Hopefully they don't let it halt it. I've all right, there you go. So GME got halted, guys. So I'm in there. I'm in halt. I have a big size on it actually. Let's see. Let's go to the moon. I should have jumped in at 25.85. To the moon. For those of you who don't know what the to the moon is, GME short. Read about GME short squeeze and in Wikipedia. So in 2021, this Kitty Cat he forced people to start buying GME and then caused one of the biggest short squeeze in history. I think it's the most favorite. My most favorite the stock market history is just that short squeeze.
Yeah. Our arm looks like it's going to try to. Here we go. Arm's breaking out.
Yeah, I'm just breaking out. Yeah.
High of pre-market.
NVIDIA is still doing shitty. AMD was nice. Should have jumped into AMD instead of NVIDIA. Every time that I trade one of them, the other one trades much better. Tesla. Wow, Tesla is also trades really nicely now.
Yeah, Tesla's breaking out here. Here we go. I'm long some ARM, selling some. Google turned into, Google's popping now.
NVIDIA is coming back off. I'm going to take another long on NVIDIA while I'm stuck on GME. Oh, there you go. I got a partial fill on NVIDIA. Long, guys. Big one. This looks like a short to squeeze on NVIDIA too. The volume is coming. For some reason, I'm not getting filled. But if we can get to 910. If NVIDIA is continuing going higher, I get filled. ARM looks like a good ABCD pattern for another break.
Yeah. It's got some nice asks at up to 116. I'm still long some. So we're at R4, which there's at R6. R6. Still think it might go though.
Come on, NVDA. This is the most garbage price action you can ever imagine.
Wow, Tesla's strong.
If Apple comes above the VWAP, I might actually take Apple again long, but I need to see if it actually gets back above the VWAP for a potential mid-range breakup. But right now, I don't like that.
Come on, ARM. Let's see you go break high of day here.
Shit, NVIDIA dropped again. Guys, NVIDIA is super garbage. I'm getting out of NVIDIA, guys. One more time. NVIDIA is super garbage today.
Crap.
Yeah, NVIDIA. I got to stop that, guys, completely on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is just. Let's see what GME. GME might open higher, but we have to be quick to sell. It might open above 27. Market is rolling over. I had a loss both on Apple and NVIDIA. This last turned out to be. This lot turned out to be a super nice breakout, and AMD too. Just got us like in this piece of garbage today.
Tesla's really strong
There you
today.
go. There you go, guys. Selling GME 2784. Wow. That's so
All
good.
right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was in.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm in there too
28.
with you. We're going.
Go on, go on.
Yeah. Here we go.
28.
Here we go.
30. He's 30. 28. Selling 28, guys. Look
Yeah,
at
there you
that.
go. Selling
Like
more.
January 24 again. Oh, damn it. Yes. Dude, I have a huge position on it. Let's do it.
Nice. Yeah, I had a small position on it, but
This is
this
gonna
worked out really well. Yeah.
This is gonna go to 29.30. Hell yeah. Anyone took it, guys?
Oh, here we go. It's going to 29.
This is gonna go through 30. This is super strong. I have a huge position on it, guys. Selling more 29.20. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me. And you know, it trades well too. I like that. You know, this pattern is gonna get halted again.
Yeah, nice. Wow, the Qs are really selling off. And the SPY is selling off.
Yeah, NVIDIA is getting collapsed. Yeah.
Yeah. These things are getting whacked. Incredible.
Anyone two in there, Jared? Do you want me to show how much I made on it so far, guys? I'll show it quickly. I don't wanna brag too much, but I'm just showing it quickly how much I made. And this is still have a lot. I still have a position on that. So
Nice.
it was. It's over 100 grand so far. Let's go.
Man, you went all in.
I'm not Andrew Aziz if I don't make money out of this GME short to squeeze.
Yeah.
And I saw it at 25.85. I should have jumped in way too earlier, man. This is gonna go through 30, and then it might start getting actually tricky to trade. So, but anyone from the chat room do you remember the time that GME short to squeeze in that time? It was January. It was February 2021. January 2021.
Yeah.
I was good time trading, guys.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Hell yeah. Guys, coming to my party? Anyone's coming to? Who's coming to my party? I posted a link over there. Only 100 spots left, guys.
Do you have my
Oh,
seat?
you got it.
You have my ticket? You got my ticket reserved, or do I have to sign up?
You have to sign up from the link up there. I mean, the reason that I put this RSVP and we put like $15 cost in there because I need to know who is actually coming. Because the club is small. If I make it free RSVP, everybody says yes, and then nobody shows up. And I don't want to. I want to actually friends to my come. So It's $15 to sign up, so I know that you guys are actually committed to come. If not, then I ask around for the people who actually want to come because it's a small boutique, very beautiful club. So I appreciate if you guys come. So my stop loss right now and GME is at the break even. Honestly, in GME I wanted to get here long at 25.85. Then in that case, my stop loss would be somewhere around, below 25. But now that I got into the halt, I knew it's going to halt higher because usually in these big shorter squeezes, you halt when you get halt, you open up at least once higher. And the second one might be crazy, but now that I have a really good entry, I might actually leave it up. That this might go through 30 very easily. Okay, that Apple is coming up too, so I'm actually jump on the Apple too. Yeah, fuck, I knew Apple is gonna go up. I'm back on long on Apple, guys, too, at 185.40. Apple is gonna go break off high of the day, I think.
Tesla has been strong too.
Yeah, yeah, Tesla is super strong. Shit. Why did I just trade this piece of garbage NVIDIA? Adding a little more on
Okay.
185.10, that could be a good place to add. Let's see, GME is halting.
Well, I don't have any more GME, unfortunately. I bailed on it all. But that was a decent trade.
Yeah, but don't jump now. It's way too extended, guys. No, seriously, this is dangerous now. This is really, really difficult to get in now. So don't try to really, guys, jump in now. Let's see what Apple doing. I'm just going to show you my Apple position too, guys. It's now a little bit jerky, but I added more at 185.12. One goes back up.
Yeah, I'm short ARM while I'm waiting for see what other action's happening. Tesla is at an area where it could pull back, so just don't jump in there either. Wow, look at the Nvidia, man, it's getting whacked.
Yeah, it's getting destroyed. Yeah, I know.
All right, all right. I'm just covering some ARM here.
So GME is back, guys. Selling above 30.90. I'm selling 38.80. Hell yeah.
Crazy.
GME, guys, I'm getting out more on GME at 31. Look at that, is up. Keep popping up 20%. Love that. It is back. Selling some more, guys. 31.12.
Crazy.
Thank you, Kitty. Man, what a day to be a trader. Oh, fuck yeah. So now it's getting super crazy, guy. It might actually drop back to
careful.
I'm out.
Yeah, it's good if it. Yeah, you
now it's
get
gonna
halted
halt
on a. Yeah, if you get halted on a
Yeah,
candle like that, that could be scary. You could easily open up down $3. They didn't. They saved it though. Now it's going back up.
That. Let's see if we're gonna go to 32. To be kidding me. They don't let it to go halt. 65.
No.
Yeah. We'll drop the game. Why is it trading like that? I'm gonna get out of Apple, guys. I stopped out on Apple at 184.97. Damn it. It's okay. We have GME. Who needs Apple?
Yeah, I was wondering why you were back at Apple when you just got a really good trade going on GME.
Well, the pattern was there. Like The pattern was nice pop, but
Yeah,
for some reason,
I don't know.
it's
It feels
just
like Apple's really choppy, and the markets are weak. They're just we've gone down. Q's tested Friday's close and bounced there.
nice. All right, so Apple is pure garbage. It's going back. NVIDIA bounced back from this level. See, you got to get out of NVIDIA, but really fast.
Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised how much Nvidia is sold off. Tesla's still strong. I'll bet. I know that Paris loves Tesla. He'll like this trade.
Wow, Tesla was the trade of the day.
I know.
Jesus, it's really, I just traded in stupid NVIDIA. Nice, Paris, very nice.
Did Paris trade Tesla? I'm almost sure he did.
Can you see the power of 1% when tweet something happens? It's unbelievable. I want to
I
make some
knew it.
coffee, guys. Give me a second.
See, I I knew it. Wow, Tesla, so strong.
Yeah.
165, 170, 175 could be a Tesla area for some resistance. Q's and SPY trying to bounce now. Yeah, is that what Bookmap's saying too on Tesla? It's a there's a prior high from Thursday of last week and Wednesday. It's around that area. 176, 175, 60.
All right.
Google's heading back down to low of day here. Keep selling Google. Wow.
All right. So let's see if GME is going to come out. Oh. So what's the news on Tesla? There's no news on Tesla, no?
I don't think I
Tesla's
didn't
going to go
see
to
anything.
175.
Yeah, it looks like it's got some big orders at 175. There's a level at 175.50, 176.
175. Oh, wow. Amazing.
GME still still halted. Do you still have shares?
Wait a minute, Jim got halted again. Did it got halted
Yep.
again? Yeah, popped
Yes.
up halted again. Come on, give me, I want my money back. Come on.
Yeah. Do you still have shares or?
I still have shares. Hell yeah. Guys, I'm back on Apple for now. I'm just as out of boredom. I'm going to get back to Apple. 185.27. This time, bigger size. Let's see. Apple wants to go higher. This is the second time that wants to go down, but it can't. Um,
Oh, nice drop on ARM.
all right, GME guys. This GME is going to go to the moon today, I think. If I can make my losses back on Apple, that would be nice. I'm back long, guys. Big size on Apple. Let's see if this time I'm going to go to half the day.
You're kind of fighting the market. Market's still struggling here. Qs are still struggling. SPY is still struggling a bit.
So Stoyan, you have to right click on it and show there's got if you want to see the halt, empty blank bars. You have to check mark on that one on your chart. Because if you don't do that, the DAS automatically removes that one and make your chart smooth. Damn, GME, I think, let's the daily chart look like. Fuck, yeah, it's gonna go to 35. I think that's the highest of that squeeze. Yeah, 35. I think we're gonna get to 35 today. But be careful, guys. Getting into GME right now is very, very, very dangerous. Be careful. It's very, very important to not to mess around now.
Yeah,
I don't know if
don't
there's
get
any short
FOMO.
restriction. I don't see that GME actually has shares for short right now.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not showing any. No.
yeah, and I even tried. Sometimes you don't trust this one. Sometimes if you go in there, it allows you. But I tried. I didn't get filled, so I think it's not shortable for today. Um, but this is amazing. GME is amazing and trades well too. It's not really like trading like NVAX. I think it's the same price, but it trades really horribly. But GME trades really well. We know that we traded in the past many times, so it really trades like Nvidia and Tesla in terms of order flow and price action. 20%, 24% short float. Yeah, that's bad. That's really really bad for shorts now.
Well, it's bad for shorts. Yeah. I'm trying to see what the float is because I thought the float was huge, or maybe I'm thinking of AMC. Hmm.
I didn't go all in on my buying power on GME. I took a big size, but I didn't go all in on GME. 265 million float for GME. Yeah, I consider it's medium float. How much is AMC?
Yeah, 267,000. There's 67 million. That's a pretty big float. Let's see, AMC.
Guys, if you enjoyed the live trading on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. And tomorrow I'm going to give a laptop, guys. Bring your friends and family. I'm going to give a laptop tomorrow to YouTube Live. Especially now with this
200,
profit today.
yeah, 295 million shares float on AMC.
Oh,
And
yeah, AMC is 5. Getting out more guys at 35.
it's going to halt again.
This is history again. I love that.
Crazy.
Oh man, this is so fun. How far is gonna go up? I'm gonna hold it. Probably it's probably gap up tomorrow too. So,
Yeah,
oh man, I love it.
to the
Next one
moon,
we
as
have
they
is
say. Yeah,
to the moon. I
unbelievable.
love that. Watch the movie Dumb Money. If anyone is interested, Dumb Money is a really really good movie about the story of this. And the executive producers of Dumb Money are these brothers who are into Bitcoin. Um, uh, well, I can't pronounce their name. Um, those two brothers.
Not the not the guys that were originally in Facebook. Are you thinking?
Yeah, they are those two. Yeah, exactly. The one that Zuckerberg screwed them, so they are
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
executive producer. It's really well made. It's really really nice. Yeah, Winklevoss. I don't know how I
The
can never
Winklevoss.
pronounce their.
Yeah, Winklevoss. I just covered some more ARM at 111.
All right, so GME halt again.
Crazy.
This is go to the moon, to the moon, to the moon.
To the moon. Yeah.
How many
Isn't
likes are
that
in you?
what, so Ralph
The moon.
Cramden said too.
I'm still in Apple, by the way, guys. I'm still in Apple, so I want to see what Apple hasn't lost the VWAP. Yeah, let's see if you can pop above. I got a bad loss on Apple and Nvidia, but I made some really good money on.
Tesla's amazing too. Wow. There's a gap to
So
fill on Tesla. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe this week it fills this 178 gap.
yeah, I think it's gonna go there. 2 days ago, highs at 175.60, so it's gonna go there.
Hmm. I think it kind of already did. But there's a gap there from last week.
Uh, was GME trade on mushroom? Hell yeah, I do. I told you I do mushrooms every morning. It's GME is going up, huh? I'm not on mushroom, am I? It's going up, yeah.
It's all,
That's-
yeah, you're in the matrix.
You guys see the same thing that I see, huh? Is that the
RBLX. It's was one of the ones I'm watching this week. It looks like it's going to try to break out here. It's got a base that it put in.
guys? I can't see on YouTube. How many likes do we have on YouTube? Uh, um, oh, this is driving me crazy. 284 guys, come on. Can you give us 400? Give me 400 likes so we don't stop that, please.
Please.
Please. Okay, so Apple, as long as it's holding the VWAP I'm holding, I'm kind of surprised that Apple hasn't broke out. I should have go into the Tesla.
Apple's got really nothing. Well, it does have some upside bids. 185.50, 186. There's nothing underneath.
All right, GME is back. Sell 1,000 share here, up at around 36, 34.87. Now it's going to halt on the way down, I think, GME. Still not halted, 34 reduced. Yeah, you just, okay, now it's got halted.
On the way down? I didn't look at it.
Yeah, on the way down, now it's halted. So now it's tricky on the way down.
Yeah, this halts on the way down are not great. That's what Apple looks like on Bookmap.
Amazing trade, Paris. Amazing trade. Paris, I'm surprised that you didn't add. Actually, it never gave you the pullback to add on Tesla. So Paris is really good at adding in these pullbacks, on these moving averages. It's really good. I think that's is really one of the biggest strength. But he didn't get any. He didn't really get any chance to even add. Am I right, Paris? Mcoin, because it's halted now. Just because GME is halted, you can't trade it. So what you want to do is you probably can, it's better to put a limit order in now that is halted. You can, like, for example, put it at 34.50 or 34. Let's see what happens. I think it's might actually now open lower. Ryan, what are you trading now?
Right now I'm out of. I was shorting ARM, but now I'm out of that. And yeah, I just, like I said, I got in on GME, got out way too early, but you just never know when those things are going to top. Now I'm just looking at Tesla. Tesla's still got a bid under it, but it's pretty extended.
Right, the course
10,
on trading 10% off. So Paris course is 50% off. If you want to know Paris, how it's trading, Paris is also having these small mentorship groups on Sunday that part of his people who buy his course. So IBL, maybe you can post a link on that if anyone is interested. So
Discord. It's on Discord.
all right, I'm going to get out of Apple, guys. This Apple really is giving me trouble. I've got to stop that on Apple, guys. And now that I got to stop that, it's bouncing back. So it's yeah, I've had a
Yeah.
heavy bad loss and stuff. So
The yeah, Bookmap kind of looks kind of weird. There's some bids, there's some asks to the upside, but the book on the bottom end, there's nothing there underneath.
yeah, I'll be back, guys. I got to take a quick break. I'm going to be back in 2 seconds, guys.
All right. Well, we bounced back on the Qs and the SPY. We've broken through the VWAP on the Qs. We're at the VWAP on the SPY. Looks like NVIDIA is trying to catch a bid here. It's staying a bit of a stuck between the 9 and the 20 EMA. Tesla's finally pulling back. I'd watch Tesla for a 920 trade. It's about the right time. We see if it this 174, if it dips below there, could be a long. Let it come down a little more, maybe 173.50 if it gets there. VWAP is at 172 roughly, or 173, I should say. Oh, Qs and SPY are rolling over again. All right, no positions for me right now. I'm just sitting and watching at this point. Not really. It looks like Tesla's trying to hold this 174. But at this point, I'm not really 100% sure if it's going to do it or not. Qs came bouncing back after that little sell-off. Okay, I'll be looking for some zero DTE trades a little later here. SPY on the indexes. I did two of them on Friday. I did I did 920 on NVIDIA, shorted the calls, and I did 520 on Netflix, shorted those calls. They both expired worthless. I got some decent premium on them too. Earlier in the day, I got almost $1 on both of those. So apparently, I was just watching news this morning a bit before it came on. Apparently, there a lot of, I guess there's been a real big uptick in these zero DTE options, which is indication that retail, I guess that was their indication. Maybe a lot of retail traders are trading these. You can also tell by the size of the trade too. All right, Nvidia is popping, Qs are popping. What's GME doing? Ooh, yeah. You see what happens when you get into these halts to the downside. These are the ones that you don't want to be in. Yeah, the Qs are above the VWAP and looking fairly strong right now. It's going to be one of those days. Kevin, nice one. Wow. I must have had a good day. Hopefully that wasn't in simulator. Okay, so GME just opened again here. Really, it's could halt to the upside now. Tesla does look like it might actually even come down. Oh, it's right at 920 right now. Pretty close, 173.60. Might actually come down to the VWAP, which would be on Tesla 173. Well, looks like they halted at GME again. Nvidia is looking like it's going to try to break out of through the VWAP here. AMD, looking at AMD. I haven't looked at AMD all this morning. Yeah, it does look like it's just banging its head here. Let's take a look at what Bookmap looks like here. So not a lot of orders stacked on either side here. Maybe there's a bit of an ask here. 153.30. It's 154. Tesla looks like it maybe wants to go back up here now after testing this level. Testing the 20 moving average. There we go. Broke through 174. NVAX moving up. I took that off my watch list. NVAX. Yeah, wow. NVAX is breaking out too. Wow. The meme stocks are back in play. Meta's making a nice move back up here after selling off. Man, Meta's really sold off at the open. Dropped like about $10. Microsoft, same thing. Dropped a lot. Dropped about $9, $8. It's making its way back up again. Here goes Tesla. Let's see where we open with GME, yeah. Here we go. It's bouncing back. Here goes Tesla. Tesla's back up at R6. Anybody take that 920 trade? That was a nice little trade on Tesla. No, Nvidia's breaking out now. We're going green on Nvidia. Apple's finally breaking out here. I can't remember if Andrew said he was going to stay in that or not. It's finally making a move here. Looks like 186 on Apple's possible. Nice, Krebs. Way to go. Nice, guys. That was definitely a nice setup for stock that's been strong.
All right, guys. Sorry, I'm back. Apple, man, Apple. Fuck,
Yeah, Apple broke
Apple.
out. I know, eh?
Shit.
I'm long. I'm just long a little bit for a move to 186.
I'm glad that the guns are illegal in Canada. I would have shot myself.
Finally broke out. Took a while. Here we go. You can see there's a big ask at 186.
I think I should have stayed in there. I'm an idiot.
Well,
Yeah, I should have
it
stayed.
really didn't do much. It kind of just chopped around the VWAP for quite a while till it finally broke out here.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, my stuff was kind of below 185, so I should have probably been there. Where are we with GME?
Yeah.
GME. I still have GME. I still have 6,000 shares of GME. I don't know what to do with it. This might go get I might actually hold the 6,000 shares.
I was going to say it's kind of getting played out. I mean, all the apes have had their fun. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, but let's see what it does for the day. It might have started a trend going up.
Yeah.
It might gap up tomorrow. If it stays like this, I think there's a really, really good chance that actually we gap up for tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
It's not a bad idea. I made a little fortune on it, so I really don't mind holding some. Diamond hand. Exactly.
Diamond hands, yeah. There you go. All the memes are going to be coming back.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. I love that. Tesla is doing that. All right, YouTube guys, thank you so much for your support, guys. Remember, tomorrow we're gonna give a laptop away, so make sure to bring friends and family. We're gonna cut it a good. And yeah, thanks for like and subscribe. We're now over 100,000. which I think we deserve it. That's awesome, guys. And if you want to come trade live, you can come join chat room for free, guys. We send the link over there in the YouTube. Ciao. All right, so
Goodbye.
Brian, I think